Paris. The late 19th century. The self-proclaimed capital of the civilized world. It was a city defined by the strict aesthetic of Baron Haussmann. Cream-colored limestone, uniform balconies, slate roofs. A symphony of stone built on centuries of tradition. But in 1886, a decision was made to shatter this harmony. To plant a spike of industrial iron into the heart of the city. To the modern eye, it is the axis mundi, the center of the world, an icon of romance. But to the Parisians of 1889, it was a declaration of war against beauty. An abomination. The man who took the credit and the risk was Gustave Eiffel, a master of iron bridges. But history demands precision. The idea did not spring ex nihilo, out of nothing, from Eiffel's mind. It was his engineers, Maurice Koechlin and Émile Nouguier, who conceived the lattice design. They understood that to build the tallest structure in history, reaching 300 meters, they were not fighting gravity. They were fighting the wind. To make the mathematical skeleton palatable to the public, architect Steven Sauvestre was brought in. He added the monumental arches at the base and the glass pavilion on the first level, dressing the industrial skeleton in a tuxedo. Construction began in January 1887. The challenge was immediate. 2 of the tower's legs sat on dry land, but the other 2, closer to the Seine, sat on soft, shifting mud. To find terra firma, solid ground, Eiffel utilized compressed air caissons. Huge metal boxes sunk deep into the riverbed. Inside, men hacked away the earth under immense atmospheric pressure, breathing thick, compressed air to keep the river from flooding the chamber. It was dangerous, claustrophobic work. A subterranean battle won by millimeters, ensuring the legs were perfectly level before they ever pierced the sky. As the tower rose, the city listened. The air was filled with the rhythmic, deafening percussion of the rivet gangs. A hammer strikes the glowing red metal. Sparks shower down. For men to a team. 1 to heat the rivet, 1 to hold it, 1 to shape the head, and 1 to strike it home. 18,038 metal parts. 2.5 million rivets. This was not merely construction, it was a prefabricated assembly of terrifying precision. Every hole was punched to within 1/10 of a millimeter before it left the factory in Levallois. If a piece didn't fit on site, it wasn't forced. It was sent back. Eiffel knew that at these heights, a margin of error was a death sentence. Miraculously, amidst the wind and the vertigo, not a single worker died during the erection of the tower. Yet, as the iron shadow lengthened across Paris, the outrage boiled over. The intellectual elite were horrified. In February 1887, the newspaper Le Temps published the protest of the artists. Signatories included the writer Guy de Maupassant and Alexandre Dumas Fils. They did not mince words. They wrote, "We, writers, painters, sculptors, architects, protest with all our strength, with all our indignation, in the name of slighted French taste, against the erection of this useless and monstrous Eiffel Tower." To them, it was a tragic street lamp, a belfry skeleton, and most famously, a hateful column of bolted sheet metal. Maupassant reportedly ate lunch at the tower's restaurant every day. When asked why, he replied, "It is the only place in Paris where I do not have to see it." But when the Exposition Universelle opened in May 1889, the people, not the artists, decided its fate. Nearly 2 million visitors ascended the tower during the fair. It was a sensory overload. The smell of coal smoke, the dust of the Champ de Mars, and the sheer, terrifying thrill of standing on the tallest man-made structure on Earth. Yet, the contract was clear. The tower was a temporary exhibit. The city of Paris planned to dismantle it after 20 years. Its destruction was scheduled for 1909. Eiffel knew he could not save his masterpiece with art. He had to save it with science. He turned the tower into a laboratory. He installed barometers, lightning conductors, and a wind tunnel. But the true savior was invisible. Wireless telegraphy. Telegraphy sans fil. The French military realized the strategic value of an antenna at 300 meters. In 1914, during the First World War, the tower intercepted enemy radio messages that helped block the German advance at the Battle of the Marne. The useless monster had saved Paris. The demolition order was quietly forgotten. Today, the hateful sheet metal is the defining silhouette of France. It has outlived its critics and its creator. It is a paradox of iron and air, a structure built for a moment that has lasted for an age. It stands as proof that while stone represents history, iron represents the future.